All right. So we just finished working in our studios collectively, and we're writing about how is my body a gateway to gratefulness, which was a little loaded for me today. But I, for me, it's tough, especially when I'm not feeling well, to be. But but as I wrote, I did realize that I can use that not feeling well as still a way to be grateful. To be grateful for the fact that I can at least put some clothes on, or take a shower, go for a small walk, or stretch, whatever I can do.
Mm-hmm.
I can still, that's a way that I can find a gateway to gratefulness in my body. And then when I'm feeling better, remembering how I can feel is also another way. And it's possible. And then part of me is like, did I even understand this, the question, as I was writing? But yeah, that's what came up for me.
Well, it's funny that you say that about, did I even understand the question? Because the first thing I wrote was, my mind wanders and freezes and jump starts and sputters out when I think about that question. The first time we wrote about it at the beginning of the month, I had really specific things that it even works at this age as well as it does.
Right.
But what I found in both of them is I focus on the pain being the gateway. I don't think about, and yes, it makes me grateful. There's a gratefulness there, but, I think about, that's when I work it, when I feel the pain in a specific place. I don't work it I forget about it when my body feels good. I don't think about using gratefulness as a way, a gateway on the parts that are still functioning well.
Yeah.
And that's what actually came. And then the thing that came up today is I thought, oh, and I only apply this question to the movable parts. And what came up for me today was my heart could still use more opening.
Oh.
Particularly the way I've been feeling recently about the outer condition of our world and people's participation in it, and how crunchy and lectury I get about all of it. And and it was interesting to write about that, is but by bringing that awareness to being grateful throughout the day for the parts that work, the parts that don't, it becomes this gateway. Gratefulness then does become a gateway, to the heart.
Yeah.
And that and that it may not be an easily opened gateway, might be a little rusted out, but it's worth the practice. When I think about being a gateway through to my heart, then it would expand my capacity to love. It would expand my, I might still get crunchy about all of it, but it would expand my compassion for how we are, the predicament we're in, whether it's from our inner condition or the external outer condition.
Mm-hmm.
But I found it both times a very difficult question to write to.
Me too. But I'm grateful for it. Seriously. I mean, I like questions like that.
The other thing I'm aware of is the potency of working with the same prompt more than once and not constantly having to have a new one. How it unwinds, it's like coming back to the same painting and starting fresh, or the same page and starting fresh with where you're at.
I know we've talked about this before, but I've played with that even a couple of years ago in the walkabout when, I did it one day and then I took a break and then did it the second day. And it was two completely different things. And it was really helpful to see that, because then it's something about that makes things lighter. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Well, it's an interesting way to reframe.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's not like you're really doing it with your mind and figuring out how you would reframe it or say it so it's different, but it's allowing the intuitive voice, the voice of your heart, to come through exactly where it's at in the moment. And so it becomes part of that. For me, I look at this and I go, oh, I really focus only this question we worked with today. I'm only grateful when I feel bad and it gets my attention. And then to realize, oh, and I only think of it as my moving parts are gateways. And to then really think it's also my heart, my gut, my brain. It's the whole of me. And, so it gives it a different flavor, that it's not me just writing about my hip and being grateful it still looks as much as it does. But to come to this and go, wow, there are, energetically, yes. And there's all of me that needs, all of me in my small moments could use that gratefulness.
Absolutely. Well, and like you were saying, today was even a little harder just because I was feeling crunchy too. And I wasn't feeling grateful about much of anything. I was just pissy. But honestly, I mean, after writing that and then working in my book, and all I did was write the word fuck. And I painted around it, and I made and it felt great.
And all I did was finish my poem. So it was like, and it felt so complete. And I know there's more here, but there was something satisfying about attending to that. And really being grateful for this process.
Yeah.
How you can spend the whole time in the studio painting around the word fuck and feel better.
I know.
How I can spend the whole time finding the last few words that I had for this poem and taking care. And given that we both feel so crunchy, and I could feel that as I worked, writing and getting that connection to the heart, and then beginning to work and settling down into myself and going, okay, I know when I feel crunchy, things are shifting. And could I be grateful for the crunchy time?
Mm-hmm.
And trusting what comes from me will guide me.
And the knowledge, we were talking about this earlier, the knowledge of knowing that when we're in these spots, for me, like I just want to chuck everything and just run away and resist everything. I don't have to, because I've been here before and I know it's a cycle and I'm learning from it. I'm growing. And like you said, trusting that and seeing, just trusting that it'll break free to something else.
Yeah, it was a good session.
Yeah, it was. I gotta say, I'm a little surprised.
From where we started. But I love it when that happens, when I can, no matter what it is I end up doing, if I can actually just be grateful for here I am doing it,
Right.
something shifts.
Yep.
And I did come ready to just scribble like crazy because I felt that crunchy, but it was a small little place that just needed attending.
Yeah.
So, thanks, Steph.
As always, thank you, Sarah. My God.
For fun in uncomfortable places.
I love it. It's like a new tagline, for fun in uncomfortable places. Yeah. Well, thank you, whoever's watching this.
Have fun, right, with this prompt twice.
Yes. All right.
Bye.